Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And I want to get into this article off of End Time Headlines. I checked it out, and it's legit. It's a true story. But this is just something that I've seen. It just, everything's all the spirit, so I can't even say it's random or it's a random occurrence. But I keep seeing these similar stories about teachers, particularly so called American teachers, American white women, if you will. I'll just say it straight out. White women having sexual relations with young or underage boys. And I just keep running into some of these articles like that. And I was meditating on this, and I just want to make a spiritual connection to this, right? So I'm gonna read through this, bring out some precepts and laws when this is edifying you understand the connection I'm trying to make. So it has here, shameless 33-year-old teacher flaunts pregnant belly just days before arrested for graping, right? Just put the word grape and just remove the remove the G. The 13-year-old father of her unborn baby, right? And this is the woman that, right there, as you can see, and like it says, she's flaunting. So she is proud. She is happy about doing something really nasty and disgusting, something that's just unbecoming. Especially you women like to flaunt yourselves as being these angels, regardless if you may say it or not, right? You flaunt yourselves as these angels, these innocent people, but then you do just really nasty and just nasty things, right? And here it is, after having abused a young boy, now it's you're just flaunting yourself like you've done something so great and things like that. But you just took advantage of somebody. You just took advantage of somebody's child. Regardless if, because I'll admit, right? And I think, you know what, let me not say, I'll speak primarily for myself. When I was in high school, yes, there were certain teachers that you saw that you were like, yo, she can get it. Let's just be honest, right? Some teachers I saw when I was a young man, and some of us in school was like, yo, she look good, yo. Miss what's in it? She can get it. I'll even mention one teacher. I won't say her name just in case of anything. Excuse me. But I remember when my first year in high school had art class, whatever. Now, for the first couple of months of art class, the teacher wasn't there for whatever reason. I'm not sure exactly as to why she wasn't there, but for a couple of months she wasn't there. But then when she finally popped up, we was all like, yo, who that? Like, yo, oh, that's the actual art teacher, because we had a substitute for the time being while she was away. And when we found something, we was like, yo, why wasn't she here before? Because that art class was boring as hell. But when she got into art class, that's when everybody paid attention. That's when everybody was looking. That's when everybody came to class. Because at that point, we was like, damn, who that? So as a young man, obviously, your hormones, you're getting into, excuse me, into high school and things like that. So you're experiencing, feeling things that you never really felt before. And especially you see a teacher, she looking fine. You know how African American men are. You know how Israelite men are, right? So-called African American men. Once we see that, right, we see the curves, the behind, the booty, everything, we're turned on. Right, we're going off of our most carnal nature. We're not thinking logically because we're young men. And especially at that age, I'll say for myself, you never got that talk like, yo, don't be trying to go after, especially because she could have been married as well, but don't go after another man's woman. Excuse me. And especially, don't go after no older woman. She could easily take advantage of you. She can abuse you. And then on top of that, she's going to look down on you because what? She's older than you. So you have that age bracket or age dynamic where because she's older than you, or let's just use the age of these two individuals here, she's 33 and he was I think it's sometimes flexes between 12 and 13, but he's around that age. So she's more experienced. She knows more about life. She can be a lot more smoother with her words. And mind you, this is a young man just moving off of just carnal nature, like, oh yeah, this teacher, she fine, I like her. I always had a little crush on her. They even show you sometimes those type of stuff in movies and stuff like that, right? Excuse me, sorry, right? So the young man is just going off of his carnal nature. He's not thinking like, yo, what if I do this? What if a child comes out of this? She could be taking advantage of me. She could be abusing me. The young man is not thinking like that. He's just thinking with his stick. That's all. I believe Shamyar shared something with me, if I'm not mistaken, but I think something similar like this happened to Chief Keef when he was young, when he was 19, and he was messing with the older woman, and then she put him on child support and all that type of stuff. And I think he made a song about it. And he talks about how much it messed up his mind. You see, when older women do this, especially in this dynamic as a teacher, because you have that relationship where, although you're a young man, right, and you're looking at this teacher in a sexual way, there is still that trust that was like people aren't trusting you to take care of the child, to watch their child, to make sure that the child's going there just to get an education, that their child's going to be safe. That's what parents are putting their child there for. And then here it is, you come and sexually abuse the child now. So now this whole young man's dynamic has to now change from where he at one point was having fun to now I'm going to be the father of a child. And I'm in high school. Who the hell would have thought of that? Then on top of that, people are going to talk. So this is going to be a thing that really messes with his mind. It's not going to be this cool, maybe he has his inner group, his friends. You had sex with Miss Da Da Da? Oh, you the man. But really, as he gets older and having, stepped into this type of into this, can't really find the word, but stepped into this mold, for lack of a better word. That's probably not the best word, but stepped into this now, this certain predicament, the scenarios he's in. Now he can't think like a child anymore. He's forced to really grow up very fast, to where it's like, yo, like, I'm gonna be the father of a child, bro. Like, you over here saying I got, but yo, like, I'm not responsible for the kid, bro. Like, that's not, you know. So these things, now he is forced to mentally grow up. He's not going to think, oh yeah, I had at the time, yeah, it was probably fun and things like that, but now responsibility has come upon him. Manhood is now, which he was already a man past the age of 12, or at the age of 12, but now manhood is upon him now. So where it's like, oh, like, oh, I gotta think about this child now and stuff like that, right? So I don't want to make this too long, but just wanted to put that dynamic out there, that this woman has sexually abused a young boy. And I've seen, like I've mentioned earlier, that a lot of teachers would do this type of stuff, right? I've keep running into this where a lot of uh, Caucasian women, white women, is just sleeping with young boys, and it's like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all can't find any men your age and things like that. Women always complain about we can't find any men, which is primarily American black women, but still, you might have white women say that same stuff. But why y'all always going after these young boys? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Go after people your age and stuff like that. Find a man your age, or some of them will be married and they'll still go after these young boys. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? How sick are you? And this is the connection that I'm making towards America, is that America is also that sick place as well. Because there's a saying I've always heard brothers say, I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. But there's a saying that if you see the state of a nation's women, it essentially, I could probably butcher it, but if you see the state of a nation's women, that tells you, essentially the state of the nation, so to speak, right? And look at how the American white woman, and look at what she's doing. She's abusing, taking advantage of young men. She's stepping on her man and having relations with minors. What the hell is wrong with you? You're abusive, you're nasty and things like that. But that's how America is, right? America is abusive. America is, like you see this picture, she flaunted after sexually abusing a young man, right? And who knows how long this went on for. But after sexually abusing a young man, then goes and takes a picture and flaunts like, yeah, look at my baby bump. Pardon my language, but bitch, you just did some nasty shit. You just abused the young man, and now you're gonna flaunt like you did something amazing. You're proud about this filth that you just did, but that's how America is. Because think about what they did to so-called African Americans, right? They did wicked things to us, putting us in slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, right? Separating families and things like that, alligator bait, all these things, right? The buck breaking. And what did they do? They erected statues. They erected statues about how proud they were about what? Being over another nation. Think about the Native American Indians that were here. You took a whole nother land from another people, right? You abused the kindness of other people, right? Because they were kind to you. They showed you the land. They showed you how to be here. And you abused that kindness. Just as how this woman abused this young man, that's how America is. It's an abusive place, and it's also filthy because this is a nasty act. Again, there may be some young men out there that if they so happen to watch this film, like, yo, man, he's the man. I wish that was me. I was in the same predicament. I thought that same thing. But as being older now, it's not funny. It's not right because that woman can abuse you. And like I mentioned earlier with Chief Keef after actually went through something like that, and then he made a song about it, showing you how much it messed up his mind. You may think that it's cool that, oh yeah, I got the teacher, man. No, it's gonna mess up your mind in the long run, right? Now this young man here has to think about, hey, he's having a young daughter. He's supposed to be thinking about what does a young man do? Probably chasing, tailing, them girls in high school, right? Worrying about his grades. Maybe he's gonna play sports, right? Worrying about eventually the prom and stuff like that. He can't worry about that stuff like that now. He's about to have a daughter, or soon to have a daughter. His whole mindset is different, and that weighs on you. Then people gonna talk. This is gonna spread to family, obviously, friends of the family. People are not gonna look at you in a different light. Yeah, they're gonna look at you like, yeah, you were abused and things like that, but still, they're gonna look at you a certain way, right? So that weighs on your mind. So you may think, yeah, you're the man and all this. Nah, it wasn't worth it, right? So, excuse me. But as you can see here, and like the saying goes, pictures speak 1,000 words. That as she is flaunting, right? Actually, let me read some of the article. I may not go through the whole thing, but because I pretty much just told you what the story is and made the correlation. But it says a music teacher believed to be impregnated by a schoolboy she repeatedly abused flaunted her baby bump in a series of skimpy maternity shoots days before her arrest. Naomi Takia Craig, if I'm saying that correctly, 33, was a married mom. Oh, okay, so she was a married woman. Like I said, a lot of these women that are doing this are married. A married mom, I don't know, it says mom like that. A married mom teaching at an Anglican school in Mandurah, about 70 kilometers south of Perth, in October 2024 when she abused a 12-year-old boy. The abuse went on the abuse went on for more than a year, ending in December when she was arrested and charged with possessing child exploitation material, indecent dealings with a child, and sexual penetration of a child. Craig appeared in Mandurah local court via audio link on Tuesday and pleaded guilty to 15 child abuse link charges just 2 weeks after giving birth to a second child. Excuse me. The Daily Mail can reveal the now 13-year-old victim provided a DNA sample to investigators, but he already claims to know that the baby was his. I would agree. After being honest, pumping her for about a year, yeah, that child to come is most likely yours. Earlier in January, he wrote on social media there was no DNA test needed and pondered the possibility of a baby boy taking after him. Okay, so it seems like, my bad if I jumped the gun there. So it seems like they're not sure if the child is going to be his. But they said that it went on for about a year. So he pumping her for about a year. She going to sprout a child, or that child could very well be his. He also spoke about the possibility of a daughter, suggesting she may take after her mother. The Daily Mail can further reveal Craig took part in a number of professional maternity photo shoots in November and December, just days before her arrest while she was actively. So she was doing this while actively. So here it is. Let's go back to that picture. Excuse me. Sorry. while you're in, in the session of doing this, young boy, you want to flaunt here like you're this perfect mother or something, or perfect wife, or you're this perfect individual, this great individual. But here it is, you're in secret, unbeknown to people, you're out here doing filth. You're out here doing nastiness. And it's the same thing like America. You flaunt to people like Trump says it, like previous presidents have also said what? America has the best this. We're the best country that. We have the best schools. We have the best this, all that. But really, you're a filthy place. You can't even take care of your own people in this land. The people are complaining about this. The people are complaining about that. They're complaining about inflation. They're losing jobs, all these type of stuff. But on the forefront to the whole world, you're posing and putting yourself, just like how, just using the imagery of this woman here, you're posing as this perfect country, this perfect place, independence, home of the brave, land of the free. We're this, we're that, we have the best, all this. But in secret, everybody knows about the filth that you do. It's not a secret about the E.P. Steins type of stuff, the people on that list, everybody knows about the stuff that you're doing. But on the forefront, like this picture, trying to show yourself to be something that you're really not. Like she's trying to show herself like, hey, I'm a mom, I'm a mother to be and all this. But really you was abusing people, abusing that young boy. The same thing like America. You try to pose yourself to be this seat of morality, democracy, all this type of stuff, that you're this great nation. Every nation should follow after you with your democracy and things like that. But look at your history, right? Let's look at this woman's history for about a year. You was abusing your young boy. Yeah, for that whole year on on the in the face of everybody, they probably saw you as this good, loving mother, this good, loving wife, this nice teacher. Oh, Miss Da Da Da, Miss Craig. But Miss Craig in the back end, unbeknown to people, is abusing the boy for about a year. It's the same thing like America. On the forefront, you're posing yourself to be this great nation, but your history shows something else. That you're abusive, that you're nasty. Now you have to think about, like I mentioned, the statement. I apologize if I'm incorrectly saying it, but you can see the state of a nation by the state of its women. If this is how your women are here in America, what does this say about your country? That this is how your women are? That this is what, because this woman here represents America. So this is what American people are like. They're abusive. They abuse young people. They abuse people that are powerless. And again, like I mentioned, look at our history. You abuse people that were powerless against you. So-called African Americans, the Native American Indians that were here in this land. You just take things because essentially she saw something in that little boy that she wanted and she took it and she abused him. Same thing like America, Christopher Columbus, when they first came here, the first settlers, as you guys call them, you saw something that you wanted and you took it by force. Same thing like this woman did. She took it. Well, she may have used some manipulation tactics and things like that, but still, she took it and abused this young boy. Although, yeah, for about a year, you can listen. If it's going on for about a year, you can suspect that the young man was with it after a while. Maybe he was a little nervous at the beginning, but after a while, he was like, "Yo, yeah, I'm getting in there." Right? Excuse me. But that is America. Just keeping this picture right there. It poses as this very moral place. This, again, just using this teacher for example. Oh, look at the baby bump. She's gonna be a mother to be. She's gonna be a great wife. I've always seen her and her husband. They're a loving family. But then when the true stuff comes out, which you could liken that to us, the prophets, we bring out the nastiness of America. We bring out the true history. We bring it out, the slavery, all this type of stuff that you do. Now you're seeing that that perfect mother, that perfect wife, ain't so perfect. She's really nasty and abusive. Okay, so again, reading this, it says the Daily Mail can further reveal Craig took part in a number of professional maternity photo shoots in November and December, just days before her arrest, while she was actively abusing the boy. According to a series of later deleted posts, Craig had about 3 shoots with different photographers when she was 7 and 8 months pregnant with her victim's baby. In the photos, Craig could be seen holding uh, a variety of suggestive poses in a leopard print two-piece with a midriff showing her burgeoning bump, and then again in zebra-inspired jeans with button tops and a fly undone. Let's see. One photographer described her as Christina Aguilera doppelganger, while another referred to her as absolute bombshell. Oh, you go, girl. You looking great. But that was before the information came out. Now are you looking at her in that same light? Same thing what the prophets are doing. Once the beginning with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, now are you looking at America really like that? It's not just us, it's everybody seeing what America is really like. Everybody is seeing America for the abusive country that it really is, right? These other nations can see it. The Lord opened up our eyes to see it. Even Americans are now seeing that America is not the way. That's why some people are leaving this country, because they really see America and really the system of America as abusive, because you abuse even your own countrymen. You abuse and take from people that are less than you. You don't do right by people. Here it is. Think about it. Just like this woman, right? I hope you see the correlation that what? You were entreated to what? Take care of this young man, to guide him, to be his teacher, right? And here it is. Instead, you're abusing the young boy. Well, the Lord gave the earth into your hand and the inhabitants, but instead of doing what the Lord wanted you to do, doing right and ruling after his way, what did you do? You were abusive, namely to us, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the Israelites. You were abusive to us, and now you're even being abusive to the multitudes of nations, the multitudes of people that are living here in America. You just take advantage of people, just like this woman. She took advantage of that young man. The system of America, the way it is with the jobs and everything, it just takes advantage of you. There is no mercy. There's no care at all. Just like this woman, she didn't have any mercy. She didn't have any care about, oh, what could this do to this young man? No. It's about what I want. I want to fulfill my desires. And that's how it was. That's how America is. Just fulfill the desires. Fill up our pockets. Fill up our needs. Just give, give, give. Give us everything you got. And that's what this woman did to this young man for a year. Right? So I have 2 precepts here. Or actually, I have 3. We'll start off with this real quick. Actually, no. We'll come back to it in a second. This right here, right? Remember this image right here. Let me just bring it back up so you can see it. Right, so have this picture in your mind, right? When I bring out this precept. This is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. That's how America is. That's how the inhabitants of America are. They're proud. They don't care. They'll boastfully put themselves out there. Look at Pride Month. The Lord said he hates pride. He hates that. You go back to the history with Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for the same thing that you're proud about. But what, like it says, the show of their countenance, right, their face, as you saw a woman in her thing here, right? Look at her. The arms posed, the hand on the stomach and everything. I'm going to be a future mom. I'm going to be a loving mom. But really, you're just nasty and wicked. So again, verse 9, the show of their countenance doth witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Here it is. You were doing all that stuff. And not, again, unbeknown to people, but still, you knew. what you were doing, but you're posing out there as if you're this good wife, this moral mother, soon to be mother, but you're a nasty bitch. Right? Let's go to, excuse me. This is Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. Verse 2, excuse me. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So, starting at the top, if the ruler is wicked, the subjects underneath him, which are his officers, are also going to be wicked. And therefore, that's going to trickle down to the people. But like I said, this is on display for everybody to see. And the next precept I'm going to get is going to explain that, right? Because what? Everybody can see this. This is out there on the internet. This is made news now. You can look this up and find this out. So not only can any American see this, but Russia can see this. China can see this. All these nations out here that America is having issues with can see this now. And if they're seeing the state of your people, especially your women, right? Because women will get a lot more attention because, hey, this society is made for you women to be put out there, put on a pedestal. If these other nations can see this, let's just use namely Russia and China, right, are seeing this, if this is how the American people act, what does that say about their leaders? Because remember, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So, if the people of the country are wicked, lewd, doing a lot of just weird stuff, what does that say at the top? Because it starts at the top and trickles down. But of course, you're going to see more of what you call it, um, excuse me, of the common people, right? Because it's more common than there is, the elites. The elites usually would be a small amount to the common people. And especially with the E.P. Stein list that came out, all that stuff's coming out. So it's like, well, hey, it starts at the top. Those at the top are doing that type of weird stuff. So, of course, that type of energy and vibration is going to trickle down to the people even doing weird stuff. So it's like, what do we have to fear about America? Why is America really this place of morality and things like that? Because look at how their people are. Look, think about, I mean, you never know, but you don't hear about no list from Russia, no list from China, any of these other nations. Why is it just America? You always hear something with the president or something with these people. You don't hear about this from other countries. But it lets you know that what? This is an abusive place. This is a wicked place. Right? This is Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And every nation can see this, because again, when they see this type of stuff, they can see your nakedness, your shame, that this is what America is really like. It's an abusive and nasty place. Look at how your women are. Again, like I said, I may be butchering the saying, but looking at the state of a nation's women, that'll tell you what the nation is like. And this is what your women are out here doing. Now, this is a so-called white man's world, regardless if they want to admit that or not, right? People, your face is on the billboards, your face is everywhere. As much as you may want to say equality and humanity and all that type of stuff, let's just be honest. It's a white man's world right now. Right? So-called white man. They're Edomites, but it's a white man's world. Your face is on the billboards, everything, and things like that. People look to you. This is what your women is doing. So it says, well, what's the man like either? For him to how did the man not know? Is the man weak? Is he okay with this type of stuff? So now you start questioning stuff. Now you want to know, like, yo, what's up with this country over here? Like, and it's not just this woman. It's a lot of women that are doing this. A lot of white women that are doing this. So it's like, what's up with this country over here? Why are they like that? Why are they doing this type of weird stuff, man? Like, what's going on over there in America? Everybody can see this because that's what the Lord said he was going to do. Not specifically this. I'm just making a spiritual connection, something that I was meditating on, but people can see your nakedness for who you truly are. Imagine, like it said, the Lord said we lift up the skirt. The skirt is a clothing that covers you. But what, once it's blown up like you see up in the movies, now what? Your shame is shown. People can see your nakedness. People can see under the skirt. And now with the truth coming out about America being Babylon, who the rulers are, what they're really like, who they are, people are seeing what? The nakedness. People are seeing your shame. People are seeing America for what it truly is. Just like this woman, once the truth came out, now you see, oh, people are saying, oh, she's Christina Aguilera's doppelganger, right? That was a compliment. But now it's like, oh, nah, I take that back. She ain't that, man. That bitch nasty. She was abusing a boy for a year. So the truth is coming out. And just like this woman, again, on the forefront of people, she was probably seen as a loving wife, soon to be mother, and all that. Hey, the photographers gave her the compliment, Christina Aguilera's doppelganger. But once this information come out, do you think people have that same opinion of her now? It's the same thing with this truth coming out. At one point, America was looked at as the greatest country, but now people can really see America for what it is. Are people really having that same opinion now? Especially when, hey, the news people putting out there because of social media, YouTube, whatever you want, right? People are putting out there, hey, they're leaving America. So now it's like, hey, is America really such a great place if people are complaining, if people are saying they're leaving? If some place is such a great place, would you ever leave it? Think about like a relationship. If you're in a great relationship, why would you leave the relationship? It's great. It's fine. Everything is to your liking. Why would you ever leave the relationship? Same thing. If everything was really good here in America, why would people be complaining? Why would people be seeking to leave? It must not be as great as they say it is. But like I said, excuse me, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I pray and hope that this video has been edifying. You understood the spiritual connection I was making there. In ending, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash, Shalom.